I think dumpster diving legally is such a gray area that it's best to presume that it's not legal wherever you are. I certainly do. I don't know that it's legal here. But I'm happy to share some thoughts on how you might ease your way into dumpster diving and come to feel more comfortable with it. I just want to be clear that I am not a lawyer and this is not legal advice. I'm just sharing my own personal thoughts, observations, and experiences. A potentially less intimidating way to start dumpster diving is to check out the dumpsters behind local produce markets. In my area, we have 2 of them that in the past years have set out boxes of produce that they're throwing away intentionally beside the dumpster and not in it, so that people who want to compost, feed their animals, or look for still usable food can do so. Admittedly, much of the food is ready to compost, but you do find some gems quite frequently. I've had amazing artichoke scores, or bags and bags of organic carrots, lots of garlic, all kinds of surprises. So you can check at those places where they're actually putting it out for people. In my town, I've also found that our local health food store, or the natural grocery store, is pretty tolerant of people dumpster diving. The manager at the store has actually seen me actively dumpster diving there and simply cautioned me to avoid the broken glass. Certain stores are more tolerant of it, and you can just try to find those places in your area. The one encounter I have had with a police officer while dumpster diving was at this dumpster. And it wasn't that anyone at the store had called on me, the police officer just happened to be driving down the alley at that point. He did look at me and stop, and I just talked about how frustrated I was as an environmentalist that so much still good food was going to waste, and he drove off and, again, also warned me to be careful. I do want to acknowledge the white and class privilege in that interaction I had with that police officer that could have unfolded differently for someone else. At the 2 bigger corporate grocery stores that I do dive at, I would guesstimate that I have been caught or seen by employees dumpster diving about 10% of the time I've dove there over the past 7 years of my dumpster diving adventures. And in all that time, I would say at most 3 to 5 times an employee has been more stern with me and threatened to call the police. Most of the time they will just simply tell you to go away. And I do, politely. Although I have talked back a couple of times when I've been really frustrated about all the food waste. And I've never actually been inside a dumpster. Instead, I use helpful tools like this that I keep in my car and my bike, like a trash grabbing stick. This one is awesome for my bike because it folds. And this fold-up step stool, so that I can have that extra height to reach farther into the dumpster. And funnily enough, this actually came from a university dumpster that I rescued at the end of the semester. So everyone needs to decide for themselves if, given this legal precarity, you want to participate in this modern version of treasure hunting. And if you are going to do it, be smart and safe and learn about food safety and what to look for in terms of discoloration, mold, and things like that. I will say that when I first started dumpster diving, I would go at night after the stores had closed, because that did feel more comfortable for me at first. But I like to go to bed at 10 o'clock, and so staying up late to dumpster diving was not conducive to my desired lifestyle choices. And so I just got more and more brave and started doing it during the day, especially at places where it seemed to be tolerated, and got comfortable with it from there. All right, other TikTok dumpster divers, what are your recommendations for someone who's hesitant to try it because of the tenuous legal realities?